Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I am doing an update on my health and everything like that. So as many of you may or may not know, I was in hospital in January. I had excruciating pain in my stomach on my side. They thought it was my appendix bursting. So they're like, all right, we're going to take your appendix out, yada yada. I was in there for 4 days. On the third day they took me in to do the operation. I had a massive panic attack on the operating table, butt naked on a cold table with all these people around me, males and females. I had this pregnant lady pulling my head up, and like I had extensions at the time, and she was like pulling at my hair, and I had someone trying to put a drip in my hand and it just wouldn't go in. Mind you, I had to fast all day. So no water, no nothing. So of course my veins wouldn't have been nice and plumpy, so they couldn't get a needle in. Then I started panicking when they put the thing on your face to put you to sleep. Anyway, they went and did the operation, and then when I woke up I was like, did they take my appendix out? And they're like, no. I was like, well, what did they do? So long story short, they investigated and found out that there was absolutely nothing wrong with my appendix. Go figure. I actually have a bowel disease. So I have to watch what I eat. Certain foods make my stomach hurt straight away, to the point where I nearly do need to go to hospital, but I don't. A few weeks after the operation, I wasn't feeling well. So I was in and out of seeing my doctor, and he was doing blood tests and having a feel around and everything like that. My scars were purple and sore, which concerned him, but then they started to settle down. He said, you know, not feeling well is quite normal after having an operation, like it takes you a while to recover. I was like, yeah, okay. So he ended up doing blood tests, and my liver enzymes levels, something like that, they were getting too high. So then he was keeping an eye on it, and then they're supposed to be between 15 to 40 or something like that. I think the highest mine got was 2,000. So I had to go and see a liver specialist in near enough the city of where I live, and then she looked at the test results and had a feel around my stomach, asked me all these questions, and then she's like, I'm going to put you into hospital. We're going to do a liver biopsy. I didn't have any clothes or anything with me. She wanted to admit me right then and there, and I had someone drive me in. I was like, look, someone's driven me in. I'm not being admitted today. I'll come in tomorrow. So I went in the next day. I waited in, I can't remember what it's called. I had to go into the PA hospital, and I waited in this area for a good 2 to 3 hours before this doctor came and saw me. Very attractive doctor, I must say. And he asked me all these questions, and just getting a basic history, and telling me what they were going to do I consent, which I shouldn't have, but I did, and everything like that. So that was all good. And then they gave me a bed in the waiting room until a bed came available in the ward. So I spent, I think it was 2 days in the waiting area, and then I got a bed in the ward. So they put me in the transplant ward, the liver transplant ward, which was scary. I didn't have, when I first went in, I had an elderly lady there, and then she left, and then I left. I don't know. I was rooming with an elderly lady, and then before I left one other time, this young boy came in, and he was younger than me, and he'd just had a liver transplant. And it was scary seeing him hooked up to all these machines, and he was in so much pain. I was like, oh my god. So they had admitted me already, and they came to me on Friday and said, we can't get you in to have the liver biopsy until Tuesday. I was like, well, can I please go home? I don't want to stay here over the weekend. Hospital food is horrible. Absolutely horrible. So let me go home, thank God. And then I had to go back on Monday afternoon, get prepped, be admitted, and then the liver biopsy was supposed to be early, Tuesday morning. Tuesday afternoon comes, and I get called down for the liver biopsy. They were supposed to give me something to calm me down, make me half asleep kind of thing, like Twilight. They didn't. I ended up taking, I can't remember what it's called. It's kind of like Valium, but a bit stronger. They gave it to me 5 minutes before I had to go down, which wasn't enough time for it to kick in. It was fun. So they took me into an ultrasound room. It wasn't a proper surgical room. They took me into an ultrasound room. I had a gown on. I couldn't wear a bra. Thank God I had underwear on. And then I was already hooked up to a machine through a drip, like for like IV drip, just like fluids and stuff, because I had to fast. I was nervous as hell. I got into the room, I had a nurse there, and then there was a male doing the procedure. He needed to numb the area, which I was like, okay, it's going to be a few little stings, that's fine, thinking that he would just numb like the skin. What I didn't know is he actually had to shove the needle right into my liver to numb my liver. I can feel it now, even talking about it. It was disgusting, it hurt, and it was just getting a needle in there to numb it. So he didn't tell me what he was doing, which is probably a good thing, but I had to be conscious for it because I had to breathe, take a deep breath as he was doing the biopsy. So he'd numbed me out, we waited a little bit, and then they put this like purple disinfectant stuff on me. And that was alright, it was really cold though. And then he's like, alright, I need you to hold still as much as you can. And I was like, he's like, you're gonna feel some pressure. I was like, okay. So he ended up cutting a little slit just below one of my tattoos near my ribs. I'll insert the photo of afterwards. It's only like the tiniest little cut, but it hurt like a mofo. So he made a slit, and then apparently they had to put like a tube, like a hollow tube going into my liver. It's just disgusting to think about. And what a biopsy is basically, it's like a long needle that has a knife on the end, and it's like a pen, like you click the end of it, the needle like the knife comes out, cuts a slither of liver, puts it back into the tube, and then that's what you use for the biopsy. So they had to do that 3 times, and even though my liver was numb, I still felt it, which was not fun. And like the sounds and the smells, and yeah, I just didn't enjoy it. Because it was only a little cut, I didn't need stitches, which that was good. It didn't ruin my tattoo, that was good. The procedure took like 15-20 minutes, but the guy doing the procedure had wedged me against the side of the bed. The nurse was holding this side of me down because the biopsy was on this side. So the nurse was holding me down, and he was sort of like had wedged me so I couldn't move, so he was holding me down as well. That was fun. So that was all good. I went back out into the waiting room, which was full of people, might I say. That was fun. I couldn't sit up, I couldn't move for like 4 hours after the procedure, but the tablet that I took 5 minutes before I had to go down for the procedure didn't agree with my stomach, so I ended up vomiting all over myself in a waiting room full of people. It like smelled like bile. It's disgusting. And like, because I had no food or anything in my stomach either, so obviously that was fun. So then the nurses had to come and change my blankets, because I vomited all over that, and my dressing gown, like my robe thing that I had on, the little hospital gown. And I couldn't move during any of this, so here I am with a curtain around, lying pretty much butt naked again, getting changed by nurses. One of the male nurses was really attractive there too, and that was really good, him seeing me covered in my own vomit. That was fun. Yeah, so that's the little story of the biopsy. I was released that night because I wasn't staying in that hospital any longer. I had a roommate that snored, farted, laughed, coughed, yelled so loud during her sleep. I was so happy to be out of there. So that was all good. And then I was having follow-ups. This was April or early March, one or the other. So that was all good. I was being monitored by my doctor again, like weekly blood tests. They were starting to get better, so then we went to fortnightly blood tests. I went to the doctors last week, and the moment I got into the room with my doctor, he just made this face and this sound, and I was like, what's wrong? And he's like, your tests are getting worse. I was like, great, lovely, yay. So the whole reason why they did the liver biopsy, I probably should have said this way before, but they thought I had hepatitis, which it wasn't sexually transmitted, it was nothing like that, it wasn't sexually related at all. They thought I had hepatitis from drugs. So any tablets that I was taking, so like my regular medications, my antidepressants, the pill, and the tablets I was taking for restless leg syndrome. So I had to go off of all of that except for the pill. So it's been like 3 months off my antidepressants. That's been fun too. So they took me off all of my medication to see if my tests would get, like my levels would get better. They were getting better, and then they shot up again for some reason. And then my doctor advised me last week to go off a pill, which that's not happening because it's a lot to do with my period and the pain, and I'm not doing that. So he sent a letter after I just cancelled everything to do with the hospital because I was sick of them. He has sent another referral letter for them to see me again. And it's not like the hospital's 5-10 minutes away. It's a good half an hour away. There's no parking. I have no one to take me in. It's ridiculous. So they thought I had some sort of hepatitis. They ruled out all the sexually transmitted ones like Hep A, B, and C, I think. I know there's like 7 types of hepatitis. So basically hepatitis just means inflammation of the liver. So everything's attacking my liver. Yeah, so they've ruled that out now, I guess, because the biopsy didn't come up with anything, which is a good sign, apparently. So I went through all that pain and disgusting crap for nothing. But a biopsy didn't show up anything, so yeah, so now they're going on to, they think I might have an autoimmune disease. I don't really know much about that. I haven't researched. It's not good for me to research what's wrong with me. I had a blood test last week to see if my levels got any better. He printed out all of my information. So the ones that my doctor is worrying about, which is like all of my, I don't know, my liver enzyme levels. I don't know what all this means. But basically, on the 12th of the 3rd of this year, my ALP level was 118, which is apparently high. My AST level was 960, high. My ALT was 1,570, very high. My GGT was 153, high, and my LDH was 703. High. And then going on to the 4th of the 4th, my ALP levels were 99, which went down from 118. My AST level went from 960 to 501, which is great. My ALT levels went from 1,570 to 908, which is an improvement. Still not good, but it's an improvement. My GGT levels went from 153 to 91, and my LDH levels went from 703 to 492. Good. And then on the 11th of the 4th, ALP went down to 91, AST went down to 446, so still going down again. AST, did I just say that? I did. ALT went down to 898, which is down again. My GGT went down to 82, and my LDH went down to 410, which was still going down, which was good. That's an improvement. On the 26th of the 4th, my ALP was 91, still the same. My AST was 637, so that had gone up from 446 to 637. Not good. My ALT went up to 1,238, so it jumped from 898 to 1,238. Not good. My GGT went from 82 to 83, not much of a difference. My LDH went from 410 to 524. So they're on the rise again. So they thought I had hepatitis from drug-induced, but now they have no idea. I have had over 40 blood tests this year. I'm only in May. Like, I'm still tired and feel very lethargic and stuff like that, but that could also be like my really bad diet. So my levels have started to rise again, some of them quite a lot, which is concerning to the doctor considering we don't know what's wrong. So I now have to go back to the PA and be tested again. But I'm not going back to be admitted into the PA. I'm not doing any more biopsies. I'm going to be a very stubborn patient this time because I'm over it. I need to get a job, I need to get my life back on track, and this is just not helping. Yeah, so that's sort of my health update and where I'm at the moment. I'm filming this on the 8th of May. And I see the doctor in about a week or so. When I find out more, I guess I'll do another update. But basically, that's my life right now. It's fun. I don't feel as horrible as I did. I still get sharp pain where they did the biopsy, which I don't know if that's normal or not, but that's my life update for now. I don't know what else to say on the matter. Yeah, I will keep you guys all updated. If you are interested, let me know down below. Other than that, I'm gonna go get something to eat and probably go back to bed because it's very inviting. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.